Welcome to Eternal Rambles, where the Eternals ramble eternally. My name's Aaron.
I'm Cody.
And yes, we did not release this video on Valentine's Day, but it is a Valentine's Day video. Deal with it.
Well, to be fair... Wait, is it?
That will the day we're recording this is Valentine's.
It is currently Valentine's Day.
We are recording it on Valentine's Day. It will not be posted on Valentine's Day.
Absolutely not.
Because it's like really late.
Very late.
And we didn't forget. We just spent 7 hours in a car.
After me spending 4 weeks in a truck. So
yeah. So we are focusing on the Single Awareness Day, which I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that fucking moniker. You know, it's like.
Personally,
just let me be single, damn it. I'm already miserable enough as it is.
I mean, I don't really care that much about Valentine's Day personally. I mean, maybe whenever I get a significant other, I will start to care. But currently, I don't feel bad about Valentine's Day.
You know, interestingly enough, I was talking with Mad Dragon about this the other day.
Yeah.
He brought up Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Do you know if they're doing him and his fiance are doing anything?
I know they're doing something for Valentine's Day. Like they actually kind of celebrate it, but like not as much. And I was like, look, the thing that you gotta understand about Mad Dragon. I'm gonna call him Dragon. The thing you gotta understand about a dragon is, and he was like, oh, Valentine's Day, you know, it's a corporate holiday, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, you know, Dragon, as someone who has experienced Valentine's Day with a fucking Valentine, you bitch, you can be like, it's just another corporate holiday. But for me, as someone who spent the last 25 fucking Valentine's Days alone, my ass wants to be in a relationship for fucking Valentine's Day.
I mean, it's like somebody is like handing out like free bagels, and you're like, why are they giving out free bagels? This is so stupid. I already ate today. It's like, well, I didn't. You need to choose your drinks more carefully, my friend.
Jesus fucking Christ! God, please tell me that I didn't get in the mic.
I think it must have got on the carpet. Okay, I think it's fine. I don't even think it was that funny.
No, it's like.
Do you need me to get you a towel?
No, it's the initial laugh, and then that leads into I'm about to spit take, and that leads into another laugh.
Oh my!
For those of you that don't know, that's like honestly. You know,
I made you spit take yesterday too, didn't
I? Exactly. Honestly, it's like the fucking Krillin gets owned counter.
Yeah.
Like you could just do a movie of our lives and just do Aaron makes Coding spit take counter.
I don't do it on purpose.
No,
that's the worst part.
If it was planned, I could work on it.
If it was planned, at least I could hate you for it. Now all I can hate you for being funny. How dare you be funny?
Jesus fuck, dude. Oh my goodness.
So obviously the overall theme of today is like romance and the like. We're not our personal experiences with romance. You do not want to know my experiences with romance. I don't need to cry today. But like in video games, movies, televisions, story, fiction.
Yeah.
Maybe some like live actions, not live action. Like more like real life occurrences in certain instances. Probably not actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah,
but
that's a bit too
real
for us.
So, because it's actually relevant to this scenario, I am, in fact...
Stop.
Whoop, what? One of these days we'll get through a recording session without any technical difficulties.
You ask too much of us, sir.
Alright, so back to what I was saying prior. No set. Editor Aaron will have to deal with that. Okay. Because it's prudent for the topic of conversation today, we both are attracted to the female species.
Yes.
So sorry for all you yaoi lovers out there, but we will be ignoring that.
No fruits baskets tonight. I think that's yaoi. I'm not sure. Is this fruits baskets yaoi?
You look like a fruit. I don't mean like a homosexual, I mean like an actual, literal, living fruit. Eggplant!
I think Fruits Baskets is a gay show?
I've never seen... I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
It's like this really famous romance anime.
Wait, isn't Yuri on Ice? Isn't that between two guys?
Is Yuri on Ice between two guys? I think it actually is.
Yuri on Ice is... It's an anime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about ice skaters.
Oh yeah, it is gay.
But then why isn't it called Yaoi on Ice?
Maybe that's the joke.
I,
Yeah, no, Fruits Basket's like it's a romance anime. I know that much, and I think it's gay. I don't know. It's not gay. Well, it might be gay.
Mom gay.
Oh, I think it's a reverse harem.
Your mom gay.
I say that to my mother all the time. For those of you that don't know.
Are you going to share this private information with the internet?
I will share this private information. My grandmother is in fact gay. So like, all the time I go up to my mother, your mom gay.
This is why mom doesn't
fucking love you. I used to say that to my cousin all the time because my aunt is only like 5 years older than me, and I used to live with her and my cousin out in somewhere. And
well, it's funny you say she's only 5 years older than you with how old you are currently, which,
no need to bring that up.
The march of time we ignore.
Yeah, exactly. So she's only 5 years older than me, and I would go up to my little baby cousin and be like, "This is why your mom doesn't fucking love you." And I remember one time he started fucking crying, like pure tears. I'm like, "Oh no, that's not."
Wait, you mean screaming at a small child that is not gonna love him? It made them cry?
Like it was a bit like I'm used to saying it so much as a joke that I was like, oh, I'll just say it to him.
You didn't realize the consequences of your actions.
Because I said
emotional damage.
I said it to his aunt all the time. Like, this is why mom doesn't fucking love you. And then he's just like, I said it to his mom, and I was like, oh, I'll say it to Lil Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My little cousin, the one that was
Munchkin,
on
yeah.
Yeah, Munchkin. Yeah, he was the one. I didn't mean to do it. I remember my aunt came in and she was like, "What the hell happened?" I'm like, I told him you don't love him.
I exerted dominance.
Oh,
so I can't really name you a pure romance anything that I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. All my favorite romances tend to be romantic comedies.
Citrus.
And not in those like freaking annoying like live action like romance comedies where it's like, look at this like 30-year-old guy who doesn't know how to an adult meets an attractive lonely stranger.
Hate those.
Yeah.
Like Western romances tend to be the worst because it's always like women cheating, and that's the story.
And then you have those Hallmark Christmas
which
romances,
are all
awful, terrible. Honestly, a lot of live action movie romances, because I don't watch like just purely romantic movies. A lot of them are bad.
Yeah, that is true. I tend to follow more along. When it comes to like enjoying a romance, it's either, for me, it's always like books, shows or animated shows, and like anime and manga, which is books.
Yeah. So we're probably going to focus predominantly on anime and stuff like that because it's just, we would have more to say.
Yeah.
Because everything else is just like, all like it.
Well, I mean, you have like our ideal romances because like obviously like there's my favorite romance, which we both know is Citrus. I like freaking Yuri. It's it's fun to read. Only in really manga form though. In anime, it tends to.
So you don't like the Citrus anime?
No, I fucking well.
You perjure yourself.
So okay. Aaron is fully aware of this. We've had several conversations about this in the past. Citrus is, in fact, one of my favorite anime. The art style is beautiful. The animation flows so smoothly. The fucking voice acting and soundtrack and everything about it is, like, perfect. But it only tells the first 4 volumes of a 10-volume story, and it ends with them starting dating. And all of the best shit happens after they start dating. So I'm like, do I love it? Yes. It's like a 9 out of 10, in my opinion, the anime itself. But because the ending, I never want to actually watch it again. Now, I did rewatch it recently in Japanese, but that's for wholly different reasons.
Yeah. Like I said, all romantic comedies tend to be they're comedies that also have romance in them.
It's shit like 50 First Dates.
Well,
like Adam Sandler.
Well, I've actually seen that movie, and whatever.
It's fine.
It's fine. Any rom-com movies that I really like?
She's the Man is pretty good.
I don't know what that is.
It's like an old like teenage girl like rom-com movie with like Channing Tatum and this, I don't know the actress's name, but it's like the girl, like, I could be wrong here, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but like I think she pretends to be a boy to join like a sports team, right?
Oh, or in High School Host Club.
Huh?
Oh, or in High School Host
Yeah,
Club.
to join the boys' sports team, and then like this guy played by Channing Tatum is like, why am I liking this person?
Oh, Mulan.
What is going on? And then it's like, oh, okay, she's a girl. It's okay now. No, it's She's the Man. That's one of those like it's like the fucking it is the classic chick flick. You know what I mean? But you have a lot of other like more masculine looking rom-coms, which are like Knocked Up with Seth Rogen.
There was one, I can't remember the whole premise, where I can't remember the name of it. It's got Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds in it, where it's like she's like his boss and like she makes everybody miserable, and then like her visa runs out or something and she's about to be deported, so she pretends like, oh, let's pretend to, to be engaged, and then they have to like, he has to like go bring them to meet the family. Apparently he's Canadian or something, and Betty White's in it.
I know the movie.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the name.
And the whole thing about it is like they initially hate each other, then over the course of the movie having to pretend, and then eventually they fall in love, this whole thing.
If we're talking about the romances, we have to talk about one of the highest grossing movies of all time.
Titanic?
No, fuck no. No.
Well, you say romance, one of the highest grossing movies of all time. That's a big one.
I'm talking about the Wedding Bride.
I've actually never seen Titanic.
I'm talking about The Wedding Bride, clearly.
The Wedding Bride?
The Wedding Bride.
What?
It's been a while since you've seen How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
The Wedding Bride?
Yeah, it's the
movie about
where
Ted.
he literally like,
yeah. They make a joke in one of the scenes. It's like in the second highest grossing movie of all time or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You kind of went a little. You went off kilter on that one. You didn't give me any setup. You just threw it out there.
I just wanted to see if you could get it. Like,
I think it's that The Wedding Bride. You said, as you were saying it, I did kind of think of that. You just said it, but I was like, okay, we're not really talking about that right now.
I was trying to transition The Wedding Bride, if you got it, into How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
that was the transition.
Okay.
I was hoping you would play along with it, but you didn't.
Well, I actually had a plan with what I was going, but now that you've done all this, I can't remember what I was going to say. You foiled me.
Welcome to my life.
Well, I was thinking about it when I was like, oh, movies, and I was like, oh, yeah, Disney. Disney has so many. Most of their like Renaissance and all this stuff are all freaking.
I mean, shit. You got Zootopia with Nick and Judy.
I love how I say Renaissance, and the first thing you say is Zootopia.
I mean, Aladdin with Aladdin and Jasmine, and then
honestly, my favorite.
Nala
and Simba.
My
favorite Disney romance, though, it has to be Tangled.
Oh, yes,
it's
absolutely.
So fucking good, bro.
Like Flynn and Rapunzel's relationship.
Or Eugene. Because his real name is Eugene.
Yeah, he does change his name to Eugene.
He doesn't change his name, he just starts going by his real name.
He starts going by his actual name in the fucking series.
Yeah, I actually have never seen Tangled ever after. What the fuck
I kind of want to.
I hear it gets really edgy and on itself, and
totally fine with that.
Kind of implodes at the end. But but the thing about it was, like, for years and years, everyone's like, oh, Aladdin's one of the best Disney movies, and it still is. But like, Whole New World is one of the best romance songs Disney ever, and I'm like, in
the 90s maybe.
Well, I was gonna say, Tangled, honestly, at Last I See the Light, so
much better as a romance.
So good, dude. It's freaking amazing. That romance, and it's a comedy overall. Like, it's like, this is the story.
Well, so is Aladdin.
This is a story of how I died. Oh, don't worry, it's actually a rather fun story, and to be honest, it's not even mine. It's that movie, dude. Like, Tangled really was what pulled Disney out of its nosedive that it was experiencing.
And then they're just like, all right, we're gonna ignore that. Frozen.
Well, the thing is, though, Tangled caught everyone's attention, and then Frozen fucking ran with it.
Yeah, it sucks, because
Frozen's not even a real romance. What about... No.
Now, it's clearly a romance between Elsa and Anna.
Yeah.
Like, the whole fucking internet thinks it is.
Like, you can tell that movie was rewritten, like, 6 times, and in one of those scripts, they were not sisters.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
Like, you sacrifice yourself for me? I love you.
That's so gay.
Wow, Disney breaking boundaries.
Oh my god, breaking boundaries that were broke by Disney years ago.
And then in Star Wars, they had to give Finn and Poe a huge case of the not gays.
Oh my god, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it is with Star Wars and fucking
so
Disney. It's like fucking Inside Out. You hear about that?
What about Inside Out?
Inside Out 2?
What about it?
So in Inside Out 2, after what happened with Buzz Lightyear, the Lightyear movie,
yeah,
right? With that kiss at the end with I think it was a gay kiss. I don't know if it was 2 girls or 2 guys.
I haven't seen Lightyear either.
That's not what matters. What matters is like after that, the executives, after making Inside Out 2, they were like, you need to make Riley less gay. Like an actual fucking conversation that I had with them that's like, we need to make Riley less gay. Because she's like too gay and people didn't like the kissing in Lightyear, so make her less gay. And I'm like, guys, you're missing the point here.
You mean this Midwestern kid who plays fucking hockey?
Yeah, like, honestly, I'd be shocked if she wasn't gay.
Kind of stuck with the characterization you've already given her.
Yeah, just let her be bi or something, you know? It's like,
or just fine. Don't bring it up. She's like, what, like 13? 12?
Well, she's in high school in the second movie.
So is she?
I think so, yeah.
There's so many Disney movies that I really see.
Because like, that was the point.
It's like, watched.
That was the point. Is like she's starting to develop anxiety. So I think it's literally freshman year of high school.
Oh my! That's another thing I fucking hate. It's like, oh, look at these like 4 new emotions and they're all fucking negative.
Yes, I keep telling. I'm like, look, there is other positive emotions besides happiness.
Like courage, fucking compassion.
Yes, love. Love should be like its own fucking thing.
Oh my god.
Speaking of fucking romance.
Yeah, because you have fear and anxiety, 2 different entities.
They are.
Yes, but you could say that anxiety is a root within fear.
Yeah.
Because if you're anxious, it means you're afraid of something.
Well, just like Sinui? Sinui is what it's called.
What?
It's one of the emotions. It's like Sinui is like what it's called.
I don't know why my brain just went to soliloquy, but that's not an emotion.
Emotion.
Inside out emotions. I'm having feelings.
Ennui is a feeling of boredom and tiredness that can occur when you're uninterested or bored.
So boredom.
Yes.
So one of her emotions is boredom.
Yes. And then there's the one the fucking.
Yeah, you know how he has like disgust and sadness and anxiety?
Yeah, like anyway, basically like disgust was boredom in the first movie.
Yeah.
And now and here's the other problem with that. We've seen adult characters in this movie.
I don't think the writers of Inside Out are okay if they can only think of negative emotions to manifest within
people. Yeah, we
people.
need to check up on these people. Like, are you guys
well, to be fair, they work for fucking Disney, so, you know, they're probably in the mines.
Yeah, but they also work for Pixar, which Pixar is like its own. It's better than Disney. In every way.
Pixar has not been okay since The Good Dinosaur. Something happened during the filming of that movie.
All emotions in Inside Out 2. Embarrassment. Which is just another part of fear, as is anxiety. And then there's envy. Right?
I guess.
Envy could be possibly its own emotion.
Yeah.
But like, ennui, anxiety, and ennui is disgust. It's part of disgust, at least in the characterization from the first movie. Mm-hmm. Ennui is part of disgust. But embarrassment and anxiety are both part of fear. Mm-hmm. So like, they're pointless. Envy, however, that's.
But the problem is they introduced.
But again, disgust was envy.
They
in the first movie.
4 new fucking emotions. And
they're all negative.
Characters.
And we've seen adult characters.
Yeah, they only had the 5 base.
Yeah, so like that doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Unless they're just saying adults in this universe don't have anxiety or embarrassment or boredom.
Yeah, no, clearly they don't.
And the whole like the fucking think pieces, it's like Riley's lead emotion is joy, and the mother's is sadness, and the father's is anger.
That's not good.
No, it's horrifying.
That's the thing. It's like, look, if you equate these emotions, right, with other qualities other than just their base quality, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? So if you equate anger to more emotions other than just anger, like anger could be like passion.
I mean, if
right?
if it was a little thing where it's like they were like really, really broad emotions, and then like they like freaking mitosis, like fucking mitosis, opposite.
I don't know the opposite.
They split into they become more focused.
Yeah.
So instead of adding emotions, they're basically like dividing into new things.
Yeah.
Like,
and so that's the thing is like what
obviously Pixar wouldn't do that though, because then it's like, oh, the character's gone, we can't sell merchandise of them anymore.
Yeah. But like anger being like, okay, well, what if anger represents passion? You know, and that's why it's the head emotion of the father. It's like it's not just anger. It's anger and passion, and sadness represents sadness and
well, they literally emphasize in the first movie that sadness literally leads to compassion and empathy.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know, you could have disgust lead to ennui and, you know, ennui and envy even. And then fear leads to anxiety and embarrassment, which is not necessarily, I mean, they're necessary. You need fear. Fear keeps you alive. So it's like, okay, her being run by sadness, she's run by...
The fear part of your brain is older than any other part of your brain.
She is run by compassion, and the father is run by passion, and Riley is run by joy. That's fine, but they don't fucking do that.
No.
They do not do that, and I'm like, okay, that's it's a little upsetting, which is, you know, Inside Out's my favorite Pixar movie, so it's like...
It's frustrating.
It is frustrating. I haven't seen the second one yet. I just know about those things.
So anyway, enough of the Inside Herman Heads reboot.
Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about romance here.
Well, I mean, there is certain things you can talk about. Like, for example, girl. But like...
That's on my head. Girl.
With, obviously we talked about Aladdin briefly, where it's like, oh yeah, I have to pretend to be somebody else in order to make this girl that I'm in love with me. It's like, oh, bro.
I've done that.
I feel like everyone at some point in their life has tried to pretend to be somebody they're not to get somebody's attention.
I've done that a lot. Not like in a Barney level.
I never have, but only because I haven't really tried to pursue anybody that hard.
Well, yeah, you know. Have you ever even tried to pursue anybody out of curiosity?
Did I pursue anyone? No. Did I have interest in people? Yes.
Makes sense. No, it's just a curiosity. Like, we're not going to go too much into our personal life.
No.
But, like, you do want to have, like, a little bit of a... Like a fucking... What's the word?
Je ne sais quoi?
Je ne sais quoi. No, you want to have, like, a little bit of insight into us and our...
In our perspectives.
Our perspectives.
Yeah.
So it's like Aaron has never really pursued anybody, but he's had interest. And I've pursued people, but not necessarily... And my romantic life.
Give me a paper, I'll write you a tragedy.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I have experience with heartbreak, as Aaron does not. But, like, that's a good thing. I hope it stays that way. I hope it stays that way, interestingly enough. That reminds me of that freaking story. So, Aaron is a bit of a writer, right? I'm not going to go too much into the story. I'm not going to go too much into the story that he was writing. I don't even remember which story this was.
I've stopped writing on it, honestly.
Okay,
I've scrapped it.
So, Aaron was writing a story, right? And in writing what you know is kind of an important aspect. So, if you don't know something, you learn more about it, right?
You have to basically find people who have experienced it and get their takes on it.
Exactly. And Aaron was writing a romance. And in that romance, someone gets their heart broken. And so Aaron comes up to me and has me read a thing, and it's just like, so is this what heartbreak feels like?
Is this what heartbreak feels like? Hey, read this. Experience your past traumas.
I'm like, oh my goodness. Yes. That is exactly what heartbreak feels like.
So eventually it's like Aladdin, like he comes clean, he finds out the truth, and I do like the fact that like Jasmine basically figures out that he's lying.
Yeah.
It's just she doesn't know what the truth is. She just knows that he's not telling it.
Yeah.
And then of course it finds out, and like the whole thing, people's like, oh yeah, by lying and stealing his way into the palace and getting the princess. And I'm like, they already had really good rapport before either of them even knew who the other was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, neither of them were in love with the position. And we're gonna ignore the live-action Aladdin movie.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't?
No.
It's not that bad. It's just, in my opinion, inferior to the animated. So there's no really.
Same reason why I haven't seen the live-action Lion King.
Oh my god! On Disney Plus, I was getting advertised. Disney Plus was advertising itself to me while I was on Disney Plus, and it was like, oh, the majesty of Disney and all the stuff, and it's like, oh, this movie, that movie, The Lion King, specifically the 3D animated one. I'm like, why are you advertising this one?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, dude, I'm so upset. Mufasa actually ended up outselling.
Did
Sonic
it?
3, yeah.
No.
I was so upset. Yeah.
That's dumb.
I think Sonic 3 has actually performed better, like
in the long run.
But Mufasa actually took over in the opening weekend box office, which sucks because Sonic 3 deserved that title.
And
it's so good.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like, yes, it's good. That's a good thing.
Yes.
I enjoy the movie, but also,
I wanted Mufasa to fail.
Yes.
Like,
I wanted Disney to stop making these shitty fucking.
And that's the thing is, like, I would have watched Mufasa if it was in the style of Lion King, like the 2D animation.
Honestly, I probably still wouldn't have watched it.
Well,
here's the backstory of these two characters who die in the movie you see them in.
That's also fair. Yeah.
We know their ending.
Yeah.
We can guess at their origins. It's not like in, like, say, Transformers.
No, did you?
It's not like for, say, like in Transformers 1, where we see the origin between Optimus Prime and Megatron's rivalry. Like, it's not the same thing.
Do you know the actual origins? Yeah, Mufasa
is the adopted one.
Yeah, is adopted.
Yeah.
And Scar was the original heir.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking stupid.
Well, that just tells you that Scar was never meant to take the throne.
Yeah, no, clearly. Like, that's so dumb. And it's like, oh, you cannot make Scar a good guy.
No, you can't. I think what was it? Wisecrack did the whole thing. It was like, oh, Scar, like, I think Scar's actually the hero of the story. He's thinking about the oppressed hyenas. No, he's fucking not. He's using them as a tool for his ambitions. He doesn't give a fuck about the hyenas.
Exactly. Yeah, no. Was it Wisecrack, or was it how it should have ended?
No, it was. I remember because Matt Pat did a film theory on The Lion King, and in the end credits, he brought up Wisecrack's video on Scar and that whole thing.
Is it the one where an alien explains?
I never actually watched the video. Okay. I just remember Matt Pat's like, oh, he goes into a whole thing about this, and I'm like, that's dumb.
Is it the Alien Explains videos?
I don't know.
I've actually seen those. They're kind of strange. Wisecrack is one of those weird channels.
I'm all for being willing to look at a different perspective and, like, try to add depth to by analyzing certain things. You can't turn Scar into a hero.
No. It's like how they tried turning Cruella into a hero.
Oh yeah, a woman who tries to murder a whole bunch of newborn puppies so she can make a coat.
Murder and skin puppies?
But you see, she hates Dalmatians because Dalmatians killed her mother because a woman trained the Dalmatian to fucking kick flip her off a cliff.
Wait, that actually happened?
Yes!
Jesus.
Yeah, this woman who her mother worked for, was like a fashion company person, like, whistled for her dog, and the dog ran up, jumped, and kick flipped her mother off a cliff. And she witnessed it. And that's why she hates Dalmatians.
I have no response for that.
Cruella's bad. All these live action movies about the Disney villains,
like Maleficent,
bad.
Maleficent was good,
but it was adding nuance, but it didn't make her not a villain.
Well, here's the other problem. Maleficent is like, okay, this is a completely different perspective on the story. Like, this is not Sleeping Beauty. This is a whole different thing. Whereas Cruella, it's like, okay, we're just taking the Cruella and adding backstory instead of it being like, this is a completely different perspective. You know what I mean? And that's what's bad. And, like, other live-action movies...
The problem with Cruella and movies of its ilk, unlike Maleficent, it's adding information that contradicts...
Yes.
Or is irrelevant to where the character ends up in the movie that you recognize them from. Whereas what happens in Maleficent is like, oh, that's why she did what she did. Okay, it's still wrong, but you understand a little more. Still a villain, but, understandable.
And then Maleficent 2 happens. We don't talk about that one.
Yeah, but with Cruella, it's like, oh, what does she do? She makes a fucking... She hides her face and, like, does an impossible fashion dress. And then she does it again. And then she does it again. And then she does it again.
Yes.
I'm bored. This is boring.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of the way they do that. But I don't. The fuck did we get here? We're talking about romance.
We're talking about Disney. I don't know. I'll have to listen back to the recording and find out how we got here.
I have no fucking idea.
Honestly, if I had to pick my favorite Disney romances specifically, number one's obviously Tangled because I've already said.
No. Pick one Disney, one Pixar. That's how it goes.
Why?
You gotta pick one Disney, one Pixar.
Why?
Because you gotta have one Pixar.
Okay, but me saying
have more than one.
But seeing my top 5, you're like, no. You have to pick a Pixar. Do you have stake in the company or something?
Maybe. Who knows?
Number one's it's gonna be Tangled.
That's fair. I can be down with that.
Probably number 2 might be Aladdin. Number 3 is probably Tarzan. I really like. Honestly, I think Jane as a character is just really adorable.
Oh, Jane is adorable.
She's adorable.
I don't like the movie.
Well, you can not like the movie, but like it's.
Well,
still...
I don't like the movie, therefore it hinders my like.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So.
I'm
gonna get fucking hate for that.
You don't like Beauty.
Anything
you don't
but
like Beauty and the Beast
yeah.
either. So.
Anything but Beauty and the Beast. I hate Beauty and the Beast. Movie sucks. Why is everyone in France British?
Except for in the animated one where they're all American.
Oh,
the only French person in either of those movies is Lumiere.
Exactly. So stupid. Oh my god, why are you catching a bunch of British? There are French actors. You can cast French actors.
No, but everyone hates the French.
Including the French. I would know. I am French.
Baguette.
Baguette.
We say baguette in a French accent. You might get French roll.
Okay, good.
My battery's going down though, so I'm gonna have to replace it before.
That's fine. As long as you catch it when it happens.
Yeah. It's really hard for me because like there's a lot of like a lot of them are romances, but it's like they didn't really stand out to me. Be like, oh yes, I really enjoyed that romance. I'm sure if I went through a list of Disney
if you
movies,
go Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet? Well, no.
Atlantis with
Milo and Kita.
Yeah, Myro and
Krita.
Milo and Keela. That is one of the best romances in Disney because it's like it's a slow build.
I don't know if they they don't even really kiss in the movie. So it's
they don't. That's the point. That's why I think it's one of the best written romances.
Because
it's not like they just instantly fall in love. It's like no. As they rebuild Atlantis, like they get married and fall. It is a true love story.
They don't get married.
Yeah, after the movie.
You're making assumptions.
I'm not making assumptions. That is what happens.
If you're talking about Milo's Return, I don't think they ever actually state that they're married.
I'm not talking about Milo's Return. I'm talking about after Milo's Return.
Are you talking about fucking Descendants or some bullshit?
No. I'm talking about just what the writers have stated happens.
Yeah, no, that's irrelevant.
Repeat after me, guys. The books do not matter. You're like, they explained this in the books. The books do not matter.
Okay, Pixar. Literally the only romance I can think between is like Woody and Bo Peep. But that's...
Oh my god, really? Fucking Lightning McQueen.
Whatever.
Fucking.
Name his partner.
Sally. Fucking Mr. and Mrs. Incredible.
Oh yeah.
Fucking what are the Pixar movies?
No, Mr. Obi judging me over. I was honestly like
I'm trying to remember all the Pixar movies.
We're tired, guys. We're so tired.
Wreck-It Ralph. No.
No, as cute.
Wreck-It Ralph and the cherries from Pac-Man.
I mean, as cute as Felix and. It's really cute, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a good romance. It's just.
No,
cute.
They're just adorable together.
It's a B plot.
They have the kids in the second movie. That is the only part about the second movie.
I still haven't seen Breaks the Internet.
Don't. Please don't. It ruined it.
ruins everything.
It does. I was so disappointed. I would give it a 0 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was so and it's not even because of how bad it is on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Wreck-It Ralph did not exist, the movie would be a 4.
Mm-hmm.
But like with Wreck-It Ralph existing and the downgrade from what it was, oh my god, it's so bad. The only saving factor is when the candy game gets unplugged, which it does, because it has to get rebooted or something. They have to fix it or something, right? And that's what. Oh yeah, the wheel breaks, and that's what they're trying to go to the internet to buy the wheel that they need to fix the machine, right?
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No, it doesn't, but it is important. Well, I guess not. But
I'm running out of battery here.
It's fine. No. All the kids from that game have to go into Ralph's world, and then so Felix and Army Lady become their parents and like adopt all of them. And it is hilarious watching them be parents to these fucking kids.
Little gremlins.
Yes, absolutely, little gremlins.
See, okay, so you brought up Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. I can't say that's a good romance because
it's not.
The primary part, one of the main plot points of that movie is that their marriage is on the rocks because Bob can't get out of the past.
I didn't say it was a good marriage.
And then in the second movie, they're separate for basically the best scene in that movie when it comes to their romance is the "I can't lose you again" scene.
Yes, that's really good.
So I can't say it's a good romance because it's like, well, one, the movie's not a romance, but also two, as like a romantic partners, their partnership is.
Man, what are the fucking Pixar movies?
Is stress.
My brain is fucking.
Now, granted, when I say Bo Peep and Woody, like that's not necessarily a great romance either because.
Well, for one, they don't even romance until the last movie.
No, that's not true. At the end of the Toy Story, like Bo Peep kisses Woody a whole bunch. He's got lipstick all over his face.
Yeah, it's not.
What are you talking about? That's not romance. Kissing's not romance.
Kissing isn't romance.
They're not holding hands.
Let's see. Okay, so there's Ratatouille.
That romance is meh.
WALL-E, the best Pixar romance of all time.
You can't even come at me with that. You didn't even remember it either.
I didn't know it was a fucking Pixar movie. I thought it was a regular Disney movie.
What are you talking about?
I just didn't know. No, I remember my mother, okay, right? My mother constantly like, oh, I'm a bigger Disney fan than you. And I'm like, that's bullshit. Because I sent her a list of 200 movies made by Disney, of which I had seen all 200, and she had only seen 198. I was like, okay, well, which ones have you not seen? And she was like, Brave, which is understandable not having watched Brave. I think it's a really good movie. But having not watched that one of all of them, I'm like, okay, that's understandable. And then WALL-E. And I'm like, fucking WALL-E? How have you never seen WALL-E? It is like one of the best Pixar movies ever made.
I mean, with WALL-E, like that is just to fit. Well, unless we include the first 5 minutes of Up, WALL-E is the best romantic story told by Pixar.
Which is hilarious because they're not even people.
Well, they didn't have to be people to be romantic.
And we can include the first 5 minutes of Up. So.
Well, in that case, I would say that the first 5 minutes of Up tells a beautiful story between two
Beautifully
characters.
sad.
Well, it was life.
Yeah.
They lived a whole life together, and it was beautiful.
Bug's Life, Finding Nemo, Coco.
Coco doesn't really romance, but there is like family tension, which obviously families inevitably involved romance, but like.
Well, I'm just realizing how little romance is actually in Pixar.
Yeah, because they're not romances. They're not like a lot of Disney movies were based on fairy tales, which inherently have some kind of romantic element to them.
I guess that makes sense, even though they all
Pixar
suck.
tells original stories.
Even though they all suck.
All the Pixar movies suck?
No, Disney. All the old Disney movies.
No, they don't.
Elemental's a romance. It is explicitly a romance.
I haven't seen it.
It's about
Fire Girl and Water Guy.
You know what it's about. It's a race thing.
It's a race thing? I didn't know.
It is a race thing.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, so like literally it's like fire people. They move from a distant continent to the land of opportunity, and then they found this land for fire people, this neighborhood for fire people, and like, how dare you date a water person? My daughter's only going to be with fire people. Like it's very like the symbolism is very fucking overt. It's like it's a slap in the face. The movie itself is actually pretty fun. Like it's actually pretty fun, and the characters are great, except the water guy. The actual guy is not.
Yeah. So Tangled is really, it's a comedy adventure, also a romance sprinkled in there too. Because like I don't tend to like pure romances. Like a lot of times they're like they're tediously long or boring.
I almost exclusively like.
Well, that's romance. Not exclusively like romance, as in you only like things with romance, or you like things that have romance in them.
I love things that have romance in them. Now, here's the thing. I actually love a story that is all like romantic drama, like pure romance drama. Now, like everything's gonna have a little bit of comedy, just like comedies have a little bit of drama. You know what I mean? And stuff like that just kind of tends to happen. But like I will fucking read a thing where like people's hearts are getting broken, and then like, you know, just it's like oh no, I love you, and then it's like it's just a pure like drama, like 100% drama. You can call that shit gay all you want. It is some good storytelling. Read. It's a long ass title.
Pause for effect.
I don't remember the name of the title.
The one time I watched a pure romance, I fucking hated it.
What was that?
Strawberry Panic. That anime I've complained to you way too many times to go into the spiel again.
No, if we're talking about favorite romances, let's talk about my second. Well, actually, my two favorite movies of all time are technically both romances.
Your Name here.
Your Name. Yes, it's just called Your Name.
No, it's here.
Your Name is my second favorite movie of all time, and it is explicitly because like I cry a lot when watching that movie, because like it's the combination of the soundtrack. You know, it's like anytime I listen to the songs, like there's this one song called Sparkle, or I'm not gonna say it in Japanese. There's a song called Sparkle because the whole album is made by one band, and it's just like the imagery, like whenever she's like, okay, he's like, okay, I need to save them, and then she sees the rainbow of the meteor as it falls onto the sky, and it looks in the animation as it comes down, and her face as the rock splits off, and then you just, oh my god, it's so good. Like it's one of those things that it drives certain levels of emotions that I'm just like, I don't know how to fucking feel about these, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh my goodness. Specifically in Your Name, what I think makes it so beautiful is the experience, is the unique experience of it. Where it's like, okay, it's like, there's a lot of stories of people switching bodies, but they tend to be comedies. They don't really tend to be like that, where it's like, okay, you know, you have this whole mystery of them being like, okay, so we're switching bodies, right? And so they're writing to each other, and as they're writing to, and at first it's like, hey, you know, it's like at first they're like, okay, setting these rules, like, hey, don't do this, because they forget it after it happens. They forget what happens. They forget what they did in the other person's body, and they forget switching bodies. So they write notes to each other, right, of what's happening. And as they're going through it, you know, they're learning more about each other, and they're starting to care more for each other. And then, because at first it's just like, you know, don't do this, you know, don't, and whatever you do, both of them like, whatever you do not use the bathroom.
Biological function, you know?
I know, I'm just like, there ain't no stopping that.
That's a losing battle.
No, but I'm just like, and then they start to fall more for each other, and then it's like, okay, and as he goes back, they stop. Like, as the meteor comes down, right? They stop switching bodies, and then they're both like scared. Like, what happened? What's going on? And they're both wanting to know more about each other. And so you go into the whole of him trying to figure out where this village is and what's going on, and then later into the story it's like, oh, the village was destroyed by this meteor that split, and it was destroyed by one of the split meteors, killing everyone in the town, including her. And so then the plot line divulges from there to, it's like, okay, the universe resets, and it's okay, we have another chance here, to like the day before, right? So it's not really a reset, it's just like he finds out that he wasn't just switching bodies with her, he was switching bodies with her 3 years apart. Like, they are 3 years apart from where he is at now and where she is at.
It's sounding more and more asinine as you're explaining it to me. I'm sure it's better in context actually watching it. An explanation of it makes it sound bad.
It's just such a beautiful fucking story, and it's.
I will believe you, but I'm telling you now, like, you should probably stop explaining it to me, because the more you're going into it, the worse it sounds to me.
I'm pouring fucking.
No, I
feel terrible because I'm pouring my fucking heart and soul into that explanation.
But it just.
It's like bad.
It sounds bad.
Fucking, I'm over here like in tears describing this fucking
yeah,
story.
because it's something you've seen.
Because it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful goddamn movie I've ever seen in my life.
But you just introduced, time travel. I'm like, oh god.
Well, it's not really time
He's
travel.
3 years apart.
They are 3 years apart. But
and then he goes back and he finds out he has another chance.
But they're not really time traveling. It's just, they're not time traveling. It's just he's able to remake that. They're able to remake that connection. And like the day before the meteor comes down, it's like he is in her body, and he's like, "All right, we fucking going, boys. We're getting everyone out of this fucking town."
Yeah.
And then they meet later on. And it's like, can I ask? Because they both forget. They both forget each other. Like that is an established rule that's been happening this entire time. It's like they both forget each other, and at the end, it's like, "Can I ask your name?" And that's the end of the movie. It's really fucking good in context. It's like the fucking the end scene of that draws into the same like emotions that the end scene of Captain America does.
Oh, I had a date.
I had a date.
I still think Entangled was one of the powerful lines. Like, "You were my new dream." Ooh, such a good line.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen Your Name yet. So.
No, I haven't. But again,
and you refuse to fucking watch it.
Because I don't really care that much, honestly.
And then The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is my favorite movie of all time, which is also a romance, but that is not why I like it.
Yeah, you showed it to me, and I was just like, okay.
I like it for the adventure. Like, it senses a spark of adventure in me, so that's why I like it so much. I do not like it for the romance. I don't think the romance is bad or anything. It's just not the reason why I like it.
Some of my favorite romantic comedies in anime, they're all harems. Because harems almost...
100 Girlfriends.
Yes!
Girlfriend.
No.
100 Girlfriend. You don't like Girlfriend?
It's not one of my favorite comedies.
Oh, okay. So, 100 Girlfriends. 100 Girlfriends.
No.
100 Girlfriends Chapter 2.
No. I have actual things here. I don't know why you're like 100 Girlfriends is the latest one that I showed you, and you also find it funny. So I don't even know why you're going on like this.
I know, because you talk about it a lot.
Because it's great.
It is good.
It's really good. 100 Girlfriends.
Wait.
Okay.
Let me. To Love Ryu.
Yes, To Love Ryu is so fucking good, dude.
Let's see. Romantic comedies. Well, definitely not Strawberry.
First of all, it's not a comedy, and second, it's shit.
To Love Ryu. Okay, so I knew To Love Ryu.
Yeah, because To Love Ryu is really good. Like, I stopped reading it a while ago because I caught up to where the manga had let off, and I haven't gone back to it.
Wait, it's still going?
I don't know.
Oh, it must have been a while ago when you did it. Okay.
Also, might not have been on an official site.
You're talking about specifically manga here?
No.
Or anime? Specifically anime? Romantic comedies?
I mean, I literally all the three.
Kenichi.
The three that I'm thinking of.
You heard it first. You heard it here first, people.
It's not.
Aaron does not like Kenichi.
It's not a romantic comedy.
No, I'm trying to guess here.
The three I'm talking about, I watched their animes and then went to read their mangas as far as they had currently been released that I could access.
So Girlfriend isn't up there.
No.
Oh, but it's so good.
It's not.
I guess it's less of a comedy, more of a drama.
Yeah, it's more. Girlfriend.
It's definitely a lot less of a comedy than 100 Girlfriends.
Yeah, the problem is Girlfriend is just an inferior version of 100 Girlfriends. 100 Girlfriends is superior in basically every way.
I disagree with you entirely there, because I think they're two separate points. Whereas 100 Girlfriends is a comedy first, a romance second. Girlfriend is a romance first, a comedy second. Okay,
well, the problem with that statement is literally, it's like Rent-A-Row is literally just protagonist from Girlfriend cranked up even higher.
No, that is true. But that's the comedy aspect of it.
Yeah, but I still think 100 Girlfriends is just superior version of Girlfriend. Girlfriend's not bad. And also, neither of us have finished either. So it's kind of like,
well, I finished Girlfriend. But,
okay, well, you've only
but
seen...
it's not, but it itself is not finished.
Yeah,
so.
and you haven't seen... Well, no, you saw the whole first season of 100 Girlfriends, but that's 2 seasons of Girlfriend versus 1 season of 100 Girlfriends.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Also, 100 Girlfriends has to spend way more time establishing each new girl as they come out and how they... Like, basically, it's a slow inoculation, whereas Girlfriend is like, okay, you get to introduce to all 3 of the main romances... 4 of the main romances at the beginning of the story, basically. And it's just as he slowly moves on and tries to, like, make everyone happy.
I am struggling so hard here because I know 100 Girlfriends.
I've told you about it before. I have told this about you. I've told you.
Have I seen it?
Probably not.
Okay. If it's a probably not, then I know it's not something like Villainous.
No. Actually, I do like that one, but not for the romance. The romance is actually pretty poor. It's almost purely a comedy.
Give me a hint. Just give me a hint.
It's 2 words. Is the title.
Monster Musume.
Yes. It's funny how that's what gave it to you. Monster Musume is fucking...
Yeah.
It's
it
amazing.
Is so... I can't believe I forgot about Monster... I literally bought the manga for Monster Musume.
It's really good.
I can't believe I forgot about that.
It's really good.
I have not seen Monster Musume. You know the fucking Blu-ray is like $70 for Monster Musume?
I'm not surprised. And also, it's really funny is the uncensored version of it is in English, or at least it was years ago.
Oh, I guess that's why it's $70.
Because you actually see...
Why would you ever want to get anything but the uncensored version?
Well, like on streaming services. Like the Japanese version was censored, so you had to watch it in English.
It's like My First Girlfriend is a Gal. I don't know if it has an uncensored version. All I know is that the Crunchyroll version is 100% censored.
Just like the World Ends Harem, where there's actively naked women trying to have sex with the protagonist, so they literally have to black out part of the screen.
Yeah, but like they show boobs in like so many other shows, but like in this one they're blocking out boobs, and I'm like, I don't care. I really don't. But like, what's with the difference here?
I don't know actually, because like there's another one that I watched a while ago, which is like
High School DxD. They don't block out the boobs in High School DxD.
There was another show I watched recently. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like The Ring King or whatever, where it's like he has to carry 5 rings, each tied to a maiden that gives him a different elemental power, and he has to like marry them. And like the stronger their bonds become, the more power the rings give him. And you see titty in that.
You know what's funny? That's not even the worst one. Like it's like I am totally okay. Like, you know, people are like, oh, walk in, you see titties. You know, it's like that's risking someone walking in seeing titties on your screen. I'm like, I do not care.
Who cares?
But what I do care about is like, so there's like, I watched this one that was like female wrestlers, right? It was like an idol who turned into a wrestler. It's like
interesting.
It was okay. So it was an idol group, right? And they were doing a promotional event, right? Where they're like, okay, we're gonna have them pretend to fight against these wrestlers in this professional wrestling thing, so like a WWE thing, right? And they're like, yeah. So she's wrestling, and then she loses the fight, and she's like, no, I'm gonna be good at, and then the wrestlers are like, you're just a bunch of pussies. Like that's what they're like. They're like, you're just a bunch of bitches. Ain't nobody taking you seriously. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna stop being an idol and be a professional wrestler. And she actually gets really good at it. But it is one of those shows where it's like the sounds. It is like the sounds, because like they're in grapples, and they're just like, it's like, I swear to God, it's a lot less horny than what it sounds like.
It's like that one scene of like those 2 girls that are like jogging, and they're not saying anything.
Never watch anime without headphones. Oh my God, that's exactly what it sounds like, but for like significantly longer, because they're kept in these grapples for quite a while, and it is on purpose, 100%. That is the point. But like, it's not horny. It's just they're in a grapple. And it's like,
well, somebody's getting horny.
Clearly.
She breathes. She's a thought.
Have you seen the fucking gender reversed version of that?
No.
It's, all men are kings. If he breathes, he's a simp. You haven't seen that one?
No.
Oh my God, it's so fucking stupid.
I don't think simp is a fair equivalent of thought.
I think it's a fair equivalent of thought.
That hoe over there, and then simping is like, oh, like you're trying to...
No, because it's the male equivalent.
Is a simp the male equivalent of like?
No. It's more of like, males are not thoughts, because males spend their time chasing women, not women chasing men. That's the joke. it's the complete reverse. So instead of it being a man
but are hoes necessarily chasing men?
No, it's simps chase thoughts.
Oh.
It's the complete reverse. A simp is a person who...
I don't know about that. I think it's a little wibbly, but I see where the sentiment comes from. Why are you grabbing this?
I don't know. I'm just pulling random games.
He doesn't have his fidget toy with him, so now he has to finagle.
There's a soundtrack download in here?
Jesus Christ. He's owned this game for years, by the way.
What the fuck is this? I have like a business card in here.
Okay, so the harems I like the most are the ones where it's like, this could end up as a true harem. Any harem where it's like, oh, there's like 7 girls, but he will literally only ever end up with 1, and all the other girls are wasting their time, even though we spend 9 seasons dealing with this horse shit.
That's why, like, and I'm the complete opposite, because I like it when the harems, it's like you can only choose 1. For example, I know fucking Mother's Basement doesn't like it, but I fucking love Rent a Girlfriend, one of my favorite romance animes of all time. Not my favorite. I've actually changed that. My favorite romance anime of all time now is Quintessential Quintuplets. After finishing it, it is just almost the perfect love story, and like the perfect harem, where it's like, okay,
but it's not a harem.
The perfect anti-harem.
It's not an anti-harem.
The perfect fake harem.
See, the problem with so many things being labeled as harem stories is that they're not harem stories. They're just a generic, not generic, sorry, generic is the wrong term. They are a normal, it's a love triangle, but they just keep adding more pins.
Yeah.
So it's not a harem. It's just a needlessly complicated romance story.
Well, yeah, because there's 5 sisters, and it would be kind of weird for him to get with all 5 of them. And he can only marry 1 person.
Legally, yeah.
So, it's like, okay, which one does he end up with? And I'm like, okay. And the whole, like, in the beginning of the anime, it's like, it shows their wedding. And the opening scene is
but all because they're all sisters.
But because they're all fucking quintuplets.
Yeah.
And they all specifically, like, they did the whole, like, they did that thing.
And then you can't see the entirety of their face.
No, you see their entire face.
Oh, you do?
They all they have the same face.
Yeah, but they have different hairstyles and shit.
No, but that's the thing for their wedding. Like, at the end of the movie, it's like, at the wedding, they were doing what they call the quintuplet game.
Is that a low battery warning? Is that what that sound was?
No, that's my phone.
Oh.
Which is weird, because I have it on silent. No, they did what they call the quintuplet game, right? Which is where they... same hairstyle, dress the same, everything, to make themselves look all the same, so he has to guess which one is which, right? And that's the agreement that they made whenever they got married, was like, look, to make sure you're marrying the right, so like, you truly love them, you can tell them apart from the rest of us, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. And they knew we could, but it is the thing that they made, a promise that they made years ago, so it is one of those things, it's like, yes, they all looked the same. They looked the same because they all had the same hairstyle, and that is the thing. Is like they did the thing because
isn't one of them have a slightly different hair color though?
They all have slightly different hair colors, but like when they all dress the same, they always dress like one of the twins, which is one specific twin, because that's just something they decided when they were young. Because like eventually, at a certain point, beforehand they all looked the same, exactly the same. All their hair colors were the same, everything, because their hair colors are naturally the same color. And then, as they were growing older, they wanted to
be more independent.
Right? But then, whenever they go to visit their grandfather didn't like that change, and they were like, "Oh, he's getting old, and we'll just do this for him, and that we'll always dress like one." And so they just chose back then. I can't remember which sister it was that they chose, but they always chose to look like her, and that's the hairstyle that they have, where it's like it's the red hair.
That seems like a stupid thing for our grandfather to get upset about. It's like I can tell 5 of you apart. What the fuck?
No, it's more like he feels like that as they grow more independent, they're falling apart. Like
tough shit, old man. It's their lives.
Yeah, but
that's a stupid reason to do something like that.
He's done. It's explained better in the fucking show. Just watch the fucking show.
You don't.
Either way,
you shouldn't want your fucking granddaughters to be fucking codependent their entire lives.
What I'm saying is, if you can stop fucking dissecting shit for
Never.
2 seconds,
not even once,
and just let the romance be the romance.
No.
For the love of God, just let love win for once.
Never.
No, in
only
the
chaos.
show,
Only chaos shall reign.
in the show, in the opening thing, she has red hair, right? So it's like only 2 of the girls in the show throughout the show have red hair, right? So you're like, okay, it's gonna be one of these 2, right? And there is one where it's like, there is one girl where it's like, it is the girl that you're like, okay, it's gonna be this girl. It is going to be this girl, and then after that, it switches to the other one. I think it's Miku. Where it's like okay, no, it's gonna be her. It is 100% gonna be her. And the other ones, it's like okay, these three aren't even in the running. Like there's no fucking way it's any of them. And then it switches to Ni now, and it's like okay, it's gonna be her. And then it's like okay,
that just sounds annoying, honestly.
And then it's none of it's none of them. It's my favorite. It ended up being my favorite, so I'm
good for you.
It would be your favorite too. Shut up.
Again, it's irritating to me where it's like, you gotta tell a romance, tell a romance. You're gonna tell a harem, tell a harem. Stop doing this weird in-between bullshit.
I actually told Aaron recently that I'm gonna write a harem, but like, where he only chooses one. Specifically just
because he knows it'll irritate him. I'm not helping you with that story.
I'm not asking.
Because you're doing it specifically to spite me.
It's not to spite you, it's because I like those stories.
I don't like it. It's like, okay.
Aaron is in fact my editor.
I am. Okay, my opinion is, love, you can love more than one person. You can, in my opinion. Some people out there is like, oh, love means monogamy. I don't necessarily equate to that. Like, love does not necessarily mean exclusivity. What matters is if you love people, you put in the effort to show them that you love them. And if you can do that for multiple people and you can satisfy multiple people doing that, then do it. That is not me expressly saying that everyone should do it. I'm saying if you can do it, you should have the freedom to do it. Legally speaking, I am aware that you will never be able to marry more than one person in the United States.
Who knows?
I know, like honestly, like polygamy is actually starting to track.
Honestly, I don't like polygamy, but not for like anyone else. Like people do what they want. I don't give a shit. But like I would never be in a polygamous relationship. Well, that's how I view it. It's like, look, do what you want, man. If you love more than one person and you all love each other and you set rules and boundaries for each other, like this is what we're in. Yeah. And it's like, okay, that's fine. You do you. I'm not gonna love more than one person. Yeah. I find that strange. But that's me. You know? Okay,
that's the thing. That's my context, though. People's like, "Oh, I find it strange that you could love more than one person."
I find it strange.
I can't understand the concept of it being found as strange that you have the ability. Because you think it's strange is one thing. The other people's like, "Oh, it's not real. It's an excuse to cheat. Blah blah blah. How dare you?"
Okay, again, you can still. I tell this to people all the time. You can cheat in a polygamous relationship.
Yes, you can. But saying polygamy inherently itself is just cheating.
No, but like people, what I'm saying is like people are like, oh, polygamy is just an excuse to cheat. I'm like, no, because even in a polygamous relationship, you can cheat. Yes. Like it all depends on the rules you set in the relationship. Because if it's like, let's just use an example of like 2 guys and 2 girls all in a polygamous relationship together, right? And this is the boundaries that they set. They are in a relationship together. They are in those boundaries of saying, we are not dating anybody else who is not in here. And that is the rules that they all set for each other. And then one of them goes on a date with another woman. That's cheating. Because again, in the rules of y'all's relationship that all of y'all set forth together, you are breaking those rules and seeing someone else. That's cheating. There's nothing wrong with polygamy. There is a fuck ton wrong with cheating.
Yes, correct.
However, the biggest problem is the biggest problem with that, and I understand this fucking point, a lot of women do use it just to cheat.
I mean, yes.
Like, they use it just to find someone to have sex with, and then get upset whenever their partner doesn't want to be with them anymore, because they're like, look, you know, they were not comfortable with being in a polygamous relationship. They stated it at the beginning. They didn't want to do that. You wanted to do it. They finally relented and said it. They found someone else. They fell in love with them and left you. That is your fault. You know?
But that's not a real polygamous relationship.
Exactly. That's the problem. You want to go hook up with people? Go hook up with people. Yeah. There is nothing wrong with being a slut.
I mean, my personal preference, my moral ground is do what you want.
Exactly.
As long as you're you do what you want. Me, I don't see the point in boinking for fun. If I'm going to sleep with somebody, it's because I deeply care about them.
You know, I used to say the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I still believe in that.
Yes, but you're a slut. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, I was.
You still are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No, that's not how that works. No, there's a difference.
This motherfucker in his mid-20s. I'm done with women. I'm just gonna adopt a kid and just be a father and live the rest of my life. I was like, you are too fucking young to say these things.
That is exactly how I feel. Women are the worst. Oh my goodness. They're not. Not
Why is the line all where
hashtag not all women?
Hashtag all the women I have met.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I could fucking write a tragedy. Write a tragedy, just be like, man, the character, write a story, and just be like, man, this character's been through a lot, dude. Like, holy crap, I would never want to be this guy. Just be like actual, like it's actually like a biography, but like
me.
It's me. It's like a biography, but I didn't list it as that. It's just listed as fiction. It's like, yeah.
Let's just change the names involved.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
It's so stupid. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. But yeah, no, polygamy is fine. I have no issues with it. You know, I come from a very traditional family. And religious values.
I mean, technically I did
so do you too.
I did too.
Yeah, but your siblings ain't nothing like that.
Well,
every single one of your siblings is kind of the opposite of that.
Well, not one of them.
Well, except
one of them has a husband and children in the house and the whole thing.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean in belief. You know what I mean? Not necessarily in practice. You know what I mean? Like, am I wrong? I feel like they're all like kind of opposing to that, like that, you know, more traditional religious views. Like they would be in support of like people doing what they want to do, right?
What do you mean?
I feel like any one of your siblings would be like fully in support of like if someone wants to be in a polygamous relationship, they would be in support of that.
I have no idea actually.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure Klain doesn't care.
Well,
but I just happen to know him better than my sisters.
Which is interesting.
Well, because we were friends first, and then he became my brother.
Yeah, that was.
I've never once like, so older sister of mine, what are your sexual beliefs?
That's not sexual beliefs. It's just like
being a polygamous relationship. Nothing sexual about that at all.
Curious. I'm gonna ask your sisters.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be willing to answer you on that one. I mean, the youngest.
I don't think it's
the youngest one might, but I don't know about.
Well, she will.
The older two.
It's not I don't think it's a weird question in all general.
See, and it's fine because I know my parents don't.
I guess it would be a weird question.
Don't listen to these podcasts.
I guess it would be a weird question if you just asked out of nowhere, like, how do you feel about polygamy?
Now, I'm pretty sure my mom and dad would not be okay with polygamy.
I am.
But I also believe that my parents, if I came out to them and said, "Hey, I'm polygamous," they would probably still love and support me.
You know, that's what I said about Mad Dragon, right? So like Mad Dragon, you know, Mad Dragon is bi, right?
Yeah.
So like everyone knows that, including Mad Dragon.
I should hope so. It's really tragic if you don't.
So me and Mad Dragon were talking about it. I remember like he came out to his dad in like his mid 20s, right? Like a couple years ago. And like I remember being there when he came out to his dad, and his dad was like, why the hell didn't you tell me sooner? Like that was his, like he was like so terrified of coming out because his dad is a very conservative, very traditional religious man. And I'm like, dude, he is not going to care. Like this is your father we're talking about.
I remember when fucking Mad Dragon came out to me in high school.
Oh my goodness!
Because he came out to me and another one of our classmates, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gay," and I went, "Okay," and I just kept going. He's like, "What?" I was like, I don't care, dude. You do you. It wasn't a oh, I already knew that scenario. It was just like a, all right, moving on. Because it's not that big. Honestly, it's not that fucking big a deal to me. It doesn't matter.
It shouldn't be a big deal.
No, it really shouldn't. And that's something people are like, oh, like you're polygamous, you're gonna look for multiple sexual partners. No, I'm not. But if I happen to get in a relationship with somebody, and then I come across, and I somehow manage to find another person who I deeply connect with, and I want to add them to my, to my relationship,
and everyone is okay with
and
that.
everyone is okay with it. I would talk to my current partner, because I don't know about you, I don't know about you, Kodig, but I'm not currently in a situation where there are 5 women actively thirsting for me and wanting my attention. I don't think any of us are in that situation, and if you are, fuck you.
I mean, I've been in this situation. I've been in a situation specifically where, oh god, because this is like the thing, like people talk about, you know, polygamy as if it's cheating, and I'm like, that they are not the same thing. And I speak from personal experience, not by someone who's been cheated on, because I've never been in a relationship to be cheated on. But I've been the one. I've been the side hoe before in a fucking relationship. Now, to be fair, when it started, I didn't fucking know it. However, I did know it into the relationship, and I felt fucking awful about it. But like, I was in love with this girl. I was in love with this girl, and I was like, now nothing actually happened between us. And
I love how he said we're not going to get into our own personal lives in this podcast.
I'm not getting too much into it. Something almost did, and I'm just like, nope. Not happening. I'm not gonna be the side hoe.
Yeah, but it's still the thing. Again, like I said earlier, it's like the idea that love means exclusivity. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. And I'm not gonna try to change your opinion and your love life. Just stop trying to put your fucking. Stop trying to say that I'm a bad person because I believe something different than you.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Except for your opinions on boobs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's not meant to make you a bad person. It's just weird. I'm just fucking with you.
I mean, it's not like it's a requirement. I mean, I don't think you necessarily want your wife to actually stab you. No, but it turns you on. There's a difference between having a kink and then having an actual like I require this for my partner.
No, yeah, no. I have a very big fear of actually being stabbed, but for some reason, I don't know why. Just like,
consider me scared and horny.
Yeah, exactly.
That is Kodig's motto.
Yeah, exactly.
Any woman that is a threat to his life, immediate turn on.
That's pretty much how it is, yeah.
You were such a sub.
Well, probably, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, actually, maybe. Like, but not in like that. Like, that's the thing, is I tell this to people, it's like, oh, I'm like, I would say that technically speaking, I am a sub, quote unquote. But like, not in like the BDSM scene. Like, I don't like any of that scene. You know what I mean? Like that whole scene where it's like all the leather and latex and whips and stuff like that. I understand.
Okay, there's a difference between being a dom and a sub, and then being a masochist versus being a sadist.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I don't quite understand. No, like, it's that important.
Well, essentially, a dom or a sub is essentially the difference between being a top and being a bottom. In which case, in the context, you would be a bottom.
I guess I'd be a switch. That's what they would call it.
Well,
because it really depends. Yeah. That's what depends on the whole way.
See, the funny thing is,
the
funny thing with me is, factors like, oh, you top or a bottom. It's like, I don't know, it depends on the size of my partner, because if they're really small, I don't want to hurt them. So I think it'd be better if they were on top.
Yeah, it's not literally on top or on bottom. No, like, that's the thing, is like, it's like, who am I with? Because like, my two types are fucking pure opposites of each other. It's like, it's like homicidal maniac and like Bubbles. You know, like bubbly, cheery. So it's like yeah, that's where the switch comes into play. It's like it really depends on who I'm with. You
love yanderes.
Yes, I do love yanderes. I do absolutely adore yanderes.
Which means you like it when they're nice and bubbly, but then you also like it when they try to murder you. You like yanderes.
Yes, I do in fact like yanderes.
Like, you like Harley Quinn, you like Jinx, you like...
Oh, God, there was another example that I thought of the other day, and I'm like, I can't believe I keep forgetting this example, and I just forgot it.
So the funny thing about it is, you make a joke about my preference for boob size. You don't even know all of my preferences.
No, I don't. That's just the one that I know.
Yes, because it's pretty easy.
And it's pretty easy to joke about, because, like, it's fairly obvious. Whereas, like, you know most of my preferences. It's
because you bring them up all the time.
I'm just like, oh yeah, this girl is hot. Oh, that one chick from My Hero Academia. That was.
Oh, Toga.
Yeah, Toga. It's just like blood. I can't remember what that fucking song that I showed you is from. It's got to be from something. You know, it's probably a reference to either Yandere Simulator or Toga. Like, because like I think she is like just straight up.
Well, she's insane.
Well, I think she's just straight up turned on by blood. Like, I think that's like an actual character trait.
Well,
I don't know.
She literally states that you love somebody, you want to know about them, you want to start to be like them, and then you realize it's not enough, and you want to start to be them.
Huh.
And her thing is, her quirk allows her, if she drinks your blood, she can then transform into you.
Really?
That's her quirk.
Oh.
So she's a fucking serial killer, because she gets obsessed with people, she wants to become them, she kills them, she drinks their blood, and she becomes them.
That's kind of cool. It's kind of hot.
People like you are the reason why she got a bullshit happy ending, even she definitely didn't deserve one. She was a monster.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely, 100%. However, hot.
See, physicality is not...
Azula, that was the other one.
is not the only thing that matters to me. Because, like, we'll play all... Kodig will try so many times to be like, would you... smash your pass, Aaron, and I'm like, I don't know. And like I start to go in all the reasons, and the whole thing is like, you're missing the point of the game. I was like, no, you asked me a question, I'm answering it.
No, because it's not just smash or pass. It's on a lot of like this or that. I ask Aaron so many this or that.
He wants
questions.
A simple answer, I never give him one.
It's always like, well, what about this or this? It's like that stupid fucking John Travolta. That stupid John Travolta thing where it's like, if a man is born at this, how old is he? It's like, well, what day? On this day. At what time? At this time. Okay. What part of the planet? On this part of the planet. Like, bro, just give me the fucking answer.
That's not even a fair comparison.
It is a perfectly fair comparison.
No, because it'll be the whole thing. It's like, oh, what anime would you like to live in? I wouldn't want to live in most animes. I want to live in an anime that's just not real life. Why? Because if I was in the Dragon Ball universe, I get fucking killed every couple of years and have to be Dragon Ball. If I lived in Pokemon, I'd be in constant fear of the fucking earth cracking in half because Yveltal fucking stretched. Like, these animes are fucking terrifying to live in. Like, oh, but I just wanted a simple answer. You didn't use your brain at all. It's like, that's not how it fucking works for me.
It's like, oh, what video game would you... Minecraft. Like, no! That's such a boring answer.
If you had to pick one game to play for the rest of your life, what would you play? Minecraft.
That's such a boring answer.
It's the answer that makes the most sense. It's not my fault I have a brain.
I was like, Pokemon. It actually wouldn't be Pokemon. It would be something long, but not shitty like Minecraft.
You can send your hate mail to Kodig at...
gives your email address. No, Jesus. No, I was actually, the reason why I was bringing up that I grabbed Doki Doki was because the whole romance thing, and I was like, okay, you know, you have like...
Just Monica.
Yeah,
just
Monica. Monica, that was the other example that I came up with the other day. It was fucking Monica.
I love how you keep bringing it. I was like, there's other romance I had today, and you just keep listing more and more people.
Oh, because more and more insane girls, you know, that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also like Natsuki, but...
Who?
Natsuki?
Who?
In Doki Doki?
I've never played that game, dude.
You don't have to play the game to know about it.
I don't know any of the characters but Monica because of the meme of just
you
Monica.
Don't know. I'm Natsuki. Fucking buff Natsuki? No. You don't know that meme? No. What? Okay, so... I know you don't like horror games, but like... It was like all over Game Theory.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those fucking videos.
No, but it was all other fucking videos in Game Theory. No, it was literally because like whenever Matt, Pat, and Steph were doing the playthrough, Matt, Pat voiced Natsuki, who is like the small one, small pink hair. You know, the quote unquote. They're all 18, but like the small one, right? And it's like, and he was voiced, I'm Natsuki. So like, it became a huge meme of like just putting Natsuki's head in like big buff fucking dude.
The only thing I know about the theorist community where it's like, because they voiced a character, a meme occurred, was Steph voicing Nugget from Kindergarten.
I'm Nugget.
Oh, yes, Nugget is prepared. The Nugget key.
The Nugget key.
You have gathered all the sacred cards. Nugget will now present to you the hidden nuggets.
Now you want to see a fucking terribly done romance in the movies, but a really well done romance in the show. Anakin Skywalker and Padme.
Eh.
That is not well done in the movie. Well,
it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not well done in the movie.
But
in
it's all tell, no show.
But in Clone Wars, it's actually really well done.
I mean, the episodes I've seen with Anakin and Padme, it's like Anakin did something stupid.
Raise your hand if you've done something stupid.
No, it's like, all right, everyone raise their hands who knew that Anakin and Padme were sleeping with each other. Anakin, please put your hand down.
I fucking love. It's like that's the biggest.
Master, what do you think the height of stupidity is? Anakin, how tall are you?
Anakin, you're annoying the Count.
It's like, Kenobi, control your Padawan's insolence. I'm concentrating. Anakin, what? Control your insolence. The Count is concentrating. We're detecting high levels of sass on that ship, sir.
Kenobi. Jesus fuck. Dude, that's so fun.
Oh man, Star Wars is bad romance, dude.
It is, all of it.
Even like Han and Leia's romance, like, no, it's bad.
I've never played Uncharted.
No, but I do know about the turbulent history between Nate and
Ellie. Not Ellie.
I was like, what?
Elena. It started with E, I knew that. It's Elena.
Yeah.
And then there's Chloe, which is like, Chloe's in the movie. Mm-hmm. Which I'm like, why Chloe? Because like, I don't even think Elena's in that movie. It's specifically Chloe.
I don't know.
It's dumb. I hate it. Uncharted is a good game series.
You hate to see me leave, but you love to watch me go.
You know what's yes. You know what's funny? I actually way prefer Elena over Chloe, even though Chloe is traditionally more my type. It's just because Elena and Nate are so adorable together that I'm just like, it's like Ash and Serena. You know, it's like or.
It's these two 10-year-olds.
They are not 10.
They are 10.
They are like 27.
Absolutely correct.
No, they actually kiss in that show. At the end of the series, they don't show the kiss, but they do kiss.
But they've implied, the writers have said, guys, it's real, I swear.
No, what I mean is like she goes in, she runs in, kisses him, but as she kisses him, it pans down to their legs.
I just love this. There's that one little fan comic where like Serena is seeing Ash and Pikachu runs up to Ash and like kisses him. She's like, and then it's like Pikachu starts licking. It's like, oh, I guess I have crumbs on my face from breakfast. It's like, oh, that's what it is. And then Pikachu just looks at Serena and just smiles evilly, and she's like,
oh my god,
it's so fucking stupid and silly.
No, it's like Hylia and Josephine, like my Inquisitor. It's just like, I picture them with Josephine so much that I'm like, I can't ship anything else with Josephine. It's like I can't ship ass with ass.
I can't ship ass. You're not allowed to mail biohazard material.
And this ass is hazardous. Oh my god.
Because when you sit on me, mommy, my life is in danger.
Oh my god. Have you seen that fucking video of the guy? It's from like an anime, I think. And like it's like a gigantic woman, right? And then she's like falling over and like it's just old man ass coming at
Wasn't that the mountain lady from My Hero Academia?
I think so. I think someone made an animation for that. I'm like, that is so fucking good. Yes. Death by Snoo Snoo. Let's go. Oh my god.
It's like that one episode of How I Met Your Mother when Barney was going after the cougar. It's like, he broke a hip.
Oh my god, that was so fucking good. Man, a lot of these games don't really have romantic options. You know, and when it comes to romantic options in video games, I think that
will they, won't they is the worst thing that's ever been invented by mankind.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
Romance. I was just bringing it up because I was thinking
okay.
Because you were talking about, like, none of these video games have romance. And I was like, but I was like, will they, won't they is trash. It needs to be gotten rid of. The reason why writers do it is because it's easy tension. They can just keep cycling literally forever until the show dies. And they never have to commit to anything. It's annoying.
More games need romance options.
Oh yeah, because Call of Duty is so much better.
Every game needs romance options.
Yes, Cooking Mama really.
I stand my ground. I stand my ground.
I mean,
let me romance Cooking Mama, damn it!
Oh, Sudoku would be so much better with harems.
1 and 9 go really well together. I don't know. if you've ever seen them, but like.
But 6, 8, 7.
The ships, man. That's how it is.
7, 8, 9. What the fuck? 6, 8,
6, 8, 7.
7, 8, 9. That's... I know what I'm talking about. I'm a comedian.
5, 4, 2, right?
47, guys, right? Am I right?
3.
380, blaze it.
Blaze it. Every day, man. Jesus, dude.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere. Math is math.
I'm number 4. Jesus.
We are number 2.
Oh my god.
No.
Jesus. No, more games need romance options, and of the games that have romance options, a lot of them, my biggest problem is like when I'm playing a game, Aaron knows this, I will play any game that has romance options in it. That doesn't mean I'll beat it, but I will start any game that has romance options. And the thing is like, the more in depth, the more I tend to like a game. For example, the Dragon Age series, the Mass Effect series, those really like the in-depth of the depth of the romance system in those games is really good. Because it's like, if you feel how things can change based on who you're with, right? Like Jack, that was another one.
I mean, she mellows out.
Yeah, but like in 2.
She looks so much better in 3.
She looks
so much better in 3.
I mean, because she is, you don't like bald? It's racist.
Yes, the mighty proud bald race.
Yes. No. But then you have stuff like Skyrim, where it's like, okay, you just you have stuff like Skyrim where you can just marry
anyone for the most part.
Anyone. And it's like, as long as it's like, and then you just
get
married, and that's it.
And the only one who's even like most relevant is fucking
Ayla.
I was gonna say Serana.
You can't marry Serana.
You can.
No, you can.
Yeah, you can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
100%.
Base game, you cannot marry Serana.
Well, she's like the only romance option.
It is only in mods.
Isn't one of the plot lines at Harkon is like, you can marry my daughter?
No. You cannot marry. Trust me. Look it up right now. You cannot marry Serana in Skyrim.
But everyone wanted to.
Yes, because she's fucking adorable. But they specifically made it to where you couldn't. That's why there's so many mods to allow you to romance Serana. Because there is voice lines.
Which is dumb, because you can turn her human, so what?
Yes, because there is
and
voice
also,
lines.
if you're a vampire anyway, and
Actually, my first time playing through it, I was a vampire, and I was like, I immediately regret this.
Yeah, because vampirism sucks in
suck.
Skyrim. Because you get more powerful the less you feed? What?
What?
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, the more hungry you are, the more powerful you get. But you also don't regain health.
It doesn't make any... No, bad.
That's stupid, and I hate it.
I don't know why they were even bothering with that. Because werewolf form mostly was useless. And then they gave it perks, and it was still mostly useless. But at least in werewolf form, it wasn't like, the longer you go without feeding. It was like, no, the more hearts you devour, the longer the transformation lasts, and you can give upgrades to make it more powerful. So it's kind of like more useful. The problem is you can't turn werewolfism off. So if you're like me, who was like, oh, werewolf skill tree, and just like destroyed 3 entire villages devouring hearts, and I was like, I'm just stuck as a werewolf for like the next 1,000 in-game hours.
Yeah, well, no, you can just fast forward in time.
I know, but that's skip. When am I gonna turn back?
Oh my goodness. No, I
also, I don't think you can use the fucking map whenever you're in the werewolf form, which is also annoying.
You know, another really good one, which I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but the Fire Emblem games before Three Hopes, I actually prefer the romance in those.
No context.
Well, you haven't played Fire Emblem, which we have to work on, which you're going to be doing. You've already agreed to it.
It's fine. It's fine.
In Three Hopes, they made it to
Three
where...
Hopes. Hope.
Three Hopes is... No, Three Hopes is the Fire Emblem game.
Oh, so you have 3 hopes and 3 houses?
Yeah.
That's not confusing.
Okay, listen. Okay, so 3 Houses is the actual one that I was actually meaning to say. 3 Hopes is the Warriors game that's based on 3 Houses. So like they made a second Fire Emblem Warriors game that's an alternate timeline of Fire Emblem Three Houses, where the main character of Three Houses is evil.
The only thing I know is that the fan comics of Edelgard and Byleth are fucking adorable.
Yes! But, yeah, Three Houses, right? In that one, you can get anyone to A tier, right? And then, in all the Fire Emblem games, you can get one person S tier that symbolizes romance. But in Three Houses, you cannot get S tier until the end of the game. I mean, you can mark them down as S tier to get all the bonuses, like the battle bonuses for having an S tier, but like you do not romance them until the end of the game, which makes sense within the story of Three Houses. However, in fucking like Conquest and Fates in general, you can pair up. You can play matchmaker and be like, all right, you're gonna get with you.
My battery's about to die.
And you're gonna get with you, and you're gonna get with you, and then you're gonna get with me, and then I'm gonna get with, and then you're gonna get with you, and then my kid's gonna get with you. that is a little bit weird in fucking Fates specifically, because it's like your kids get raised in an alternate dimension, so they're not part of a war.
Mm-hmm.
But that alternate dimension, like for every like day that passes in our dimension, like a year passes over there. It's not literally that vast, but it's basically that vast.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go in after like a month of real world time, and Kana's like 12. It's like, were you just gonna leave them there for the whole war? They're gonna be like 96 by the time they fucking, like, what? It's like, your kid is almost, some of these kids, I swear to God, are older than their parents. Like, by actual age standards. It's like, Dad, how dare you be like, you know, it's like, and then you have like, oh man, so you can actually have, the kids can romance certain characters that aren't other kid units, which is a little weird, but I like the romance system in Fates much more than the romance system in Three Houses, because it's like you can just pair up multiple characters and have multiple characters. It's not just your character that can romance, it's anyone. Anyone can have those S tier romances. How's your battery looking?
Just
We'll go get a new battery.
We're already an hour and a half into the recording, and honestly, I'm running out of things to say, so I think we should just wrap up, honestly.
Well, yeah, we can wrap up, but you still gotta have a fucking mic.
No, it's fine. So you guys just do this. Dude, thank you guys so much for watching this episode.
I'll go get a new battery.
I don't need a new battery. It's fine.
Fine. Well, you're gonna have to cut this part out.
That's it.
But honestly, I think that, I mean, we could talk more about this. And
my battery died. Episode over.
Yeah, we could talk more about this, but Aaron's battery did die, so I guess that just means it's going to be the end of this episode. A little bit shorter than our normal podcast, but not really much that we could do about that.
I mean, it's longer than our previous podcast, but shorter than the most recent ones.
Yeah, that is the problem. Either way,
we didn't do any homework for this one. We kind of went off the cuff and didn't have nearly as much to say as I thought we would.
Actually, I have way more to say. Like, I have way more shit to talk about. But since Aaron doesn't, it would just turn into me talking for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
So there's not really a point. Either way, I guess, you know, happy Valentine's Day to those of you that are lucky enough to be in a relationship. If you cheat, you're a piece of shit. And until next time, guys, I have been Kodig.
I have been Aaron.
That was like terrible. Like, I've been Aaron. Boobs. Add that to the end credits. Boobs.
Kenny!
Crack it.